Well, Tesla has passed $1 trillion again, $317 and counting, apparently, says Tim Waltz. Folks, well, last week when I made that video, again, I've said this before, a broken clock can be right twice, still is right twice a day, I should say. And it seems like it is. The $300 level, like I said last week, was the key level to break. And to be fair, we didn't fully crack that and close above it on the Friday. But the trade deal that Trump announced yesterday, Marius last night, with China has essentially caused the market to go into a frenzy. Nasdaq up 3%, Tesla's up about 7% from here. And as we sit here and we look at where Tesla stock can go, I said this and I'll say it again, it seems like it's almost the best timing considering everything's going on. Robotaxi launch is imminent, new affordable line vehicles coming up for Tesla. If the general macro sentiment gets good, because often what would happen, and as a Tesla investor, I'm sure you know this, you can let me know in the comments, everything would be going right for Tesla. We'd get all this good news, but the macro market would take the front show and no one would actually care in terms of any sort of Tesla news at all, because let's say the war was happening, or the dollar was diving, or there was the Japanese yen carry trade and all this stuff, right? But now macro is shifting positively. And to be fair, I got a comment last week. Someone said, "Yash, you're right to say that Trump can one tweet away from the market ripping, but it's also true that Trump's one tweet away from the market dipping, and that's true. But this is the volatility that we live in for the next 3.5 more years. I don't know. I don't care who you are. If you don't like it, it's not the market for you, right? Like if you don't like it, turn off your stock market and your brokerage apps and just move on. But for us, I mean, the next 2.5 years, all politics aside, is going to be a lot of fun watching the volatility of the up and downs. Now, some days we might not be able to stomach it. Some days it might be a little bit better, like it is today. By the way, hit like, hit subscribe if you're enjoying the content, if you want me to do some more. Finally, I'm going to start to wear my lav mic, which I bought like 2 years ago, and I just never really used it. And let me know if my audio is a little bit better. I did get some complaints about my audio last time, and I apologize for that. Okay, so $1 trillion passed. Tesla, let's say, rounding up to $315, $320 right now, sitting on Tesla. Where do we go from here with all the news that's upcoming? Well, if we're on a risk-on environment, and generally speaking, a really good proxy to figure out how risk on or off we are is look at the price of Bitcoin, right? Crypto in general, but Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is ripping right now, if Bitcoin is up and at near all-time highs, we're on generally a risk on environment. If you get a Sunday night futures that is green, macro is good, and crypto is ripping, generally speaking, very positive. This week we have a couple of geopolitical things, which I don't know if it'll touch the market too much at this point, but Putin and Zelensky are meeting, Trump's in Middle East, a couple of extra things. But with J-Powell last week, it seems like, okay, the trade deal here, sure, we might get more trade deals, but I don't see very much downside news happening unless it's breaking. And so as we sit here, sitting pretty on Tesla at 320, again, the wind is on our back at this point. That's not to say that we're going to rip forever, but the wind's on our back again. It was not on our back for a few months there. Of course, it doesn't take a genius to tell you that. And so now, as we sit here, as long as we make higher lows and higher highs, we'll continue, I think, on this uptrend for the next little bit. Elon is talking on Twitter a little bit about power generation, how to build the next big mega supercomputer. Again, it seems like, of course, the Tesla board has probably sucked Elon a little bit more in here to work on Tesla. But again, it very much sound like a broken record, but the next few months are so crucial for Tesla, right? Tesla can't come out and say, hey, our June launch for 10 or 15 Robotaxis is actually going to be November of this year. First of all, I don't think a lot of Tesla investors would like that, but I don't think the market would like that. And then on top of that, again, Tesla's been guiding for the first half of this year to have the new affordable lines. We are coming up to that. Doesn't take very much. We're just a sniff away from that. Again, Tesla's reiterated that guidance several times. So Anyways, just thought I'd do a quick checkup. Tesla's finally passed $1 trillion. I hope everyone celebrates however they do. Leave me a comment down below, hit like and subscribe on your way out if you're enjoying the content. Much love. Yash signing off. Peace.